Operation Arse went well. Just stop and think for a moment what it must be like to be a unionist in Scotland right now. If you're a Scottish Tory, you must feel like the ex that's been given the sympathy invite to your old flame's wedding. You're helpless. You can only watch, misty-eyed about what could have been. Where did it all go so wrong? Nobody wanted a second independence referendum. You didn't want Brexit, but, you know, the party at Westminster would get it sorted. They must. We're British. Okay, well, at least our Scottish Tory reps inside the party would ensure Scotland would be listened to. Maybe not, but, you know, we all voted for Brexit as one united kingdom, and that's that.
Oh, those happy days, just after the 2017 election when Ruth and her magnificent 13 were hailed as the new Scottish team. Davidson and her baker's dozen were feted and adored as the new power kids on the block. They'd conquered Scotland.
Conservative.
I was the same.
They were at last going to give North Britain a real voice and influence in Westminster. Theresa May plied them with patronising comments about how they were the strong voice of Scotland that was needed.
Now in Ruth Davidson, Scotland has a fighter.
Mogg or Davidson?
I think Davidson's got a much stronger chance, yeah. Ruth could sweep up the sort of urban elite.
Ruth could even be the next Prime Minister. It didn't seem to matter that.
She wasn't an MP. Right, come on people. Come on, let's go. Yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, I know, Ross, you'll miss the shenanigans in the Westminster bar. I know, David, Boris didn't consider your feelings at all. It's horrible. Come on, Ruth, come on. Yep, it's all the SNP's fault. I know. Stephen, right, you can go back to your old job. There will always be business in toilet rolls. Come on, let's go. A Scottish Tory at Westminster is as
welcome as a fart in a spacesuit.
Scottish Conservatives are discovering the uncomfortable truth. They are not to be trusted to be unionist enough, not British enough. Ruth Davidson has been publicly humiliated by Johnson, her man tuffed out of office. She's been reduced to grasping desperately at any threads of influence she has, which is basically control over the editorial content of BBC Scotland. Poor Ruth has suffered a huge fall from favour. There's even talk of a replacement. Adam Tompkins. Yes, it can get worse. So if you're a Scottish Tory, you're having to face up to the fact that Johnston, despite his words, his actions tell you that he doesn't give a flying haggis for you. And it looks like he's going to call a general election this autumn. He knows that here in Scotland, the Tories will be wiped out. But he doesn't care, because he's done his sums and he doesn't need you. Loyalty in the UK is not a two-way street, as you've found out if you're a Scottish Tory. Stop sniggering, Labour. I'm just coming to you. If you are a Labour Party supporter in Scotland, then can I ask you a question? Why? Even your own party has thrown your Scottish reps under a bus. John MacDonald didn't even have the decency to consult with, the Scottish leader. He went instead to the Edinburgh Fringe. He announced that, of course Labour would support an Indy Ref 2 if the Scots wanted it. Ouch, eh? Whatever your level of membership in the Scottish Labour Party, know this, your vote in a general election makes zip all difference. England decides whether Scotland gets a Labour Party in charge. Like the Tories, London Labour HQ are not interested in you either, unless you move to Islington. It's a good time to be an independent supporter, but now is not the time to be inward-looking and smug. Reach out to your current unionist friends. You know who I'm talking about. Might be your best pal, might be your mum, your dad. God forbid it's your other half. And, well, give them a wee hug and a bit of sympathy. There are a lot of people in Scotland just now who are on a journey, and it's a painful one for some of them because it involves them accepting that they've been let down. They thought Westminster would consider and protect Scotland. Their faith has been spectacularly crushed. They're beginning to realise that the union just isn't working, and perhaps people in Scotland are best placed to make the decisions for people in Scotland. Well, who would have thought? An ever-expanding crowd of people are accepting that they made a mistake and they're now moving to yes. If that's you, fear not of ridicule and pointing fingers and told you so's. I've only seen praise for anyone that's confessed to voting no last time but has now changed their mind. In this new, better Scotland that's coming, everyone has a place, even those who may have made mistakes in the past. And yep, that even means Ruthie. Hugs.